Ah yes, Miitopia with only 2 teammates. The only run that gets countered by a blade and a frying pan. So my friend Daniel decided to reattempt his Miitopia nuzlocke and did it deathless and basically just clowned on my challenge run for the entire video. And also just look at the thumbnail. Like come on dude. I need to give this man a taste of his own medicine. So I remembered his suggestion for me to try his 2 teammate run and I did it out of complete spite. I also decided to ban horse because trust me, I don't need that bullshit. He also didn't do the darkest sword for some reason, which is just odd I think. I think it's just because he was scared. Nah, I think he just didn't think to bring level 1 sacrificial lambs, which is fair enough I guess. Or did feel like grinding up 400 Miis, which is also fair. Whatever. I think the rules explain themselves, so let's get started. Okay, before we get into anything, I'm going to explain my thought process for each of the first 3 worlds. I decided for Greenhorn and nearly for the entire run to use Warrior and Chef as my 2 jobs. Warrior for damage and Chef as a hybrid between support and damage. Let's see how this goes. This was an easy opener to the run. I had some okay gear for Red Link, and while my armor was meh, I had a really good sword, meaning I did over 20 damage with a jump slash. Combine that with my cool dodges, yeah, easy fight. No break time in between bosses, and no level ups either, but it was pretty much the exact same, except I didn't have Red Link die and actually use my sprinkles this time. And I also didn't have as much cool dodges, but nobody cares. This is my easiest in-fight ever, and it's in frickin' 2 teammate. Brilliant. The reasoning is clear. Relationship levels. I had a level 12 relationship with Red Link, so when I got praised for killing an apple jelly, let's just say the imp stood no chance despite its hard-hitting magic attack. Well, this guy was easy too. I'm genuinely astonished at how easy most of these bosses have been in this run. I just do a lot of damage and Red Link can heal all of their damage back so quickly. Alright, this is probably the hardest boss in the run, right? Well, in case I forgot to rewrite this, I cannot confirm or deny that statement. This is the hardest boss in the fight, just saying. This guy was still hard. 3 attacks per turn, and he didn't use the status once. I even died once, but thanks to some clutch Red Link heals, and some good luck with him targeting me, I was able to cruise through the rest of the fight after that death. But the middle portion was indeed really scary due to some tough decisions between using home cooking, safe spot, or sprinkles to heal. I think I've now proved why physical is better than Greenhorn for this challenge. Sure, the imp would be harder if I didn't get lucky by Daft Punk, but every other boss in this world is physical, but so you can think it takes better therefore leading to less healing and more chances to dish out damage. So, Daniel, you're stupid. So I think I might have gotten a little too lucky with the cool dodges. He hit me like a solid 40% of the time. Every other time he either landed a hit that did minimal damage or used the AoE, which did the same. Not a single powered up punch was landed, so I guess we'll never know how hard this guy could have been. Funny how my easiest imp, golem, and generals ever originate just from this run now. On to next door. You know what? This was so nice, I'm gonna do it twice, except that I'm the chef now. Despite the AoE sort of hurting, this was still kinda easy. The only concern in this fight would be the blue cobras, but whenever they spawned, we instantly wiped them off the face of the planet, so all good to go. Alright, this was dubious to say the least. The single target doesn't hurt, and the AoE doesn't do much either, but it stacks up when the boss keeps spamming it. This was getting really annoying, so I actually had to think for once in this goddamn world. Yeah, I know, I said that in next door, trust me, it doesn't really get harder here. Yeah, I got hella bailed out here. The single target and AoE do the exact same damage of 10 to me and Boldy, but one does 9 and one does 11. That isn't much, but again, it stacks up. But luckily, I got praise on Boldy, so we got to do a lot of free damage on the poor painting. Funny how I got hella lucky on the only magic boss of both worlds so far, and that was for the exact same reason. Praise on a warrior. I haven't said easy next yet, but I'd rather just show this clip instead. Yeah, that explains everything you need to know. Holy fucking snooze fest. This is just your typical Pharaoh fight, but make it even longer because you don't have 4 whole people to deal damage with. He has so much HP, and like I've said many times in this world, the chip damage stacks up. But by utilizing my resources well, besides wasting nearly all my HP sprinkles on myself, by complete accident, the fight really isn't that difficult, it's just really tedious. Next door proved yet again why physical is better for the first 2 worlds. You only struggle with 3 bosses and they aren't even that hard. On to Realm of the Fae. Alright, Realm of the Fae is more of a magic world, so I'm bringing a magic team. I decided on Imp and Scientist, both solid magic dots for my pairing. I figured I didn't need support from a Clark or Flower, and also because I don't want them reviving the sacrificial lambs on the hands. So let's see how this goes. If Pokémon GD had more fucking armor, this would have been easier, but because he didn't, I had to constantly keep up his HP, because he gets fucking 2-shotted. I hope I don't have to deal with this the entire world. Hey GD, can you buy some more armor please? I can't have you this underpowered. It's fine, because it's so easy. We did some solid damage with some sweet whispers, plus you didn't do that much damage to us. Oh my god, is every fight gonna be the same with me having to babysit GD 24/7 because he's gonna be built like paper? Well, fun fact, these guys heal both of us, so free turn wasting for like half the turns? Brilliant. Finally, this thing is easy because I decided to play magic for once, but unfortunately the frog is coming up and GD still has the experimental lab gear. I hope that changes, right? I wish I could yell, but it's 11:30 at night. No, GD didn't buy a single fucking armor set the whole world besides one. Are we serious? Thank the Lord this isn't a late game fight because GD kept getting low and Karina couldn't spam healing Melody, and even that doesn't heal all that much. I basically had to do a solid 70% of the work because half the time GD was fat or had to go into safe spot. I hated this so much and thank the Lord it got over eventually. GD, you were such a fucking disappointment compared to my last two teammates. I'm happy you're gone. Realm of the Fae was easy but was made slightly more annoying thanks to GD's stupid ass. On to Karkaton where shit's gonna be much more harder, I think. I was wrong. Red Link! This is made for two teammates, so like, no change even with the magic attacks that hurt Red Link a bit. I was expecting a hard boss fight, but it wasn't really that bad. It's just a matter of me tanking with my tanky ass imp job. So you would expect all hell to like break loose here. It's a perfect pot for chaos. Magic attacks and 3 attacks per turn. But I say hyper sprinkles. Yeah, they will solve all my problems from now on. Plus, the Cerberus did way less than expected. Combine that with the Great Sage, great damage, and this boss isn't much of a headache. Unfortunately, these fucking naughty nymphs are. These haven't given much trouble in a bit, but I guess they finally decided to come back. They scammed so many. They scammed it. I meant they spammed. Screw you, autocorrect. So many evil statuses, so I had to save spot and went and got fucking demolished by everyone else's attacks. Once they died though, the fight was pretty freaking easy. Hyper sprinkles. What else do I have to say, man? But guys, look. GD got the fucking 210 gold armor finally. The combo attack did like 11 to each of us, so you can tell why this was kinda free. I expected some challenge here due to the magic attacks, but luckily for me, Red Link has Feast, and I didn't spam the AoE, and he didn't spam the AoE too much, and we also didn't take much damage from an attack anyway, so we're chilling. Alright, everything boring has been building up to this absolute menace of a fight. Dark Lord Daniel. And you know what? Fair play to him. He wasn't all that easy. His rocks hurt, and he had enough brain cells to ruin some of my precious hyper turns with nightmares. Luckily, his first phase didn't last too long, but the problem was actually the second phase. Not because it was hard or anything, but because it was pure purgatory. I accidentally killed Red Link's imp and gave Dan another chance to yoink one of us, and he took that opportunity and made it run to make me sin in purgatory by taking my face. I had to watch as Red Link slowly but surely chipped down the remainder of Dan's health, and then he had to kill my imp. I guess he accepted his fate but wanted me to suffer at least a little bit. Good job, Daniel, I will say that. Remember when I said things get challenging here? That aged like fucking milk. On to Traveler's Hub. Alright, I'm out of jokes here to be honest, so I'll highlight the two bosses that have annoying elements really quickly. Everybody else either doesn't have an element that was annoying, or was too frail to use it anyways. The Yeti with its AoE ice attack that freezes me, which is super annoying, but luckily it's not that bulky, as so after a bit, it goes down. And yes, that's the second hardest boss here. I love difficulty balancing. And oh gee, what a shot, the burger's annoying as hell. He eats one of the two Miis, like, come on man. I'm sure it's fine when Red Link is inside, but if it's my Mii, it really sucks. Once he ate me for the first time, I decided to hyper Red Link, and I easily walled him after that. If I had any comedic thought in me, I would make a haha funny jokes, but I just don't have that in me. I will note that I got a royal portion wheel that allowed me to get all 4 Miis besides me and Red Link up to a reasonable level for the hands. Thank God that I don't have to break my rule to grind, which is awesome. On to Skyscraper, but keep the interlude music because this is gonna be a breeze, trust me. Daniel was somehow weaker here. I think it's because he wasn't as annoying with his nightmares, but it was still underwhelming as fuck. The rocks didn't even hurt all that much thanks to Red Link's support. You know, I could just reset for Red Link here or just use Boldy, but I wanted some challenge, so I used Pokemon GD and that really didn't change shit. I just healed them with sprinkles as I shredded both of these losers out of existence. Purple Coke simply exists, it doesn't matter what I have here. And in case you're wondering, enemies before here also got walled because of Hyper Sprinkles. Poor Polly didn't even get to Stink Breath, and then I just slowly killed the stupid tadpoles. Skyscraper was piss easy. Onto the Dark Lord. I can't speak, dude. Alright, my pants are brown and they're gonna be even browner after this because I don't fucking wipe. To make this possible, I need to bring a level 1 me with no food buffs all the way on both hands and make 2 of them on the main. Simple enough, let's just see how this goes. Link and Boldy are fucking troopers. Level 21 and 18 were just too strong for the level left hand to do jack shit to them. He did at most like 7 to Boldy, one of my quickest left hands ever. Holy crap, I shouldn't have not been as cocky asshole as I was. I had to use my life sprinkle here and the shield and some HP sprinkles. I plan to use a hyper sprinkle so nobody cares. There's also the fact that Pokemon GD was kind of frail despite getting up to the super armor. I don't know, man. You're just such a disappointment, Pokemon GD. At the end, I just sacrificed him for the greater good, and Nigel just clutched the rest of the fight. And the same can be applied to the Darkest Lord. If I was more serious, this wouldn't have been this bad. The funny thing is, my femboys lived for like 2 turns. Thankfully, Red Link didn't use Spicy Dinner, otherwise I would have reset because my useless Miis would actually help a lot by doing that. Until 190 just realized he can be the biggest asshole of all time by spamming the black hole every single turn for the rest of the fight. He also spam nightmared me, so I barely got to use my hyper sprinkles, and I burned through 3 of them. Luckily, Red Link's healing exists, and if I needed someone alive, I just shoved them in a safe spot. Eventually, Dark Eye Slash got me to phase 2 now, and I don't gotta waste much resources on the 1 HP attack, because no shit. Eventually, through a lot of heals and spamming a Dark Eye Slash, I finally killed the damn boss, and then killed the medals to end the run. I don't have outro footage, I forgot to download it, so just enjoy right hand footage. And that is how you beat Miitopia with 2 teammates. No horse needed, no wipes needed, no strategy needed, and because it was there ever since the beginning, use physical. And plus I did the darkest, what more do I have to do? I have fully won up my friend's run. My ego is so fucking big right now. I would have destroyed the ending even more if I wasn't so careless, by the way. I'm convinced that I'm cursed. It feels like any run that I touch just becomes free no matter what. I just can't even play a hard run for some reason in this game. But yeah, that was one of my most fun runs ever. I hope you enjoyed this. That's the end, so enjoy the short little side photos, stupid photos from the adventure, because the recording isn't as long as I thought it would be.